it's some real money in the room.
So at what point did you decide to go on tour with your pops?
At 17, he had like his, it was ending like of the Geto Boys tour. So the last stop was the House of Blues in Houston. So I went from the House of Blues with him, and we was in the car with somebody else to like, or in trucks, we like an SUV or truck, all the way to Atlanta. So we was from Houston, I rode with him from Houston to Atlanta, and I was in Atlanta for like a few weeks. And then I left and we did a few events in Atlanta. Then I left from Atlanta, we did a show in South Carolina at the Gratify Festival, did a festival event. Then went back from there, we went back to Atlanta, then we went from Atlanta to Florida. I was in Florida for a little bit, and I ended up leaving from Florida, ended up going back to school, because by the time then the summer's over. Yeah. So I traveled up, like I was moving.
I don't know if it was too short, but I remember a rapper saying like they saw Bushwick Bill take on 3 security guards.
Yeah, it was too short. It was too short.
Did you experience anything like that while on tour?
Yeah. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie. It been times my pops would be like, Javon, go to the van. I'm like, all right. Next thing you hear, fa. And he's like, I'm like, I see what happened. He was like, when he came back to me, he broke it down to me. It's like, this person that was moving around the club, people wasn't paying attention. He had a gun the whole time, and him and this dude was getting into an argument. So my pops knew to get me out the way to go to the van, because he knew it was about to go off, and he knew he got the situation because he know how to move. But he like, my son on the first time on the road with me, you feel me? I ain't about to have my son go to the van where it's safe, way over there far in the parking lot. Right. And like, he read the situation. He taught me certain things, how to really read the room. And they're like, hey, bro, like, you see this going on, you ain't got to say nothing, but make sure you move accordingly, because you make moves too loud, then you bringing attention to yourself. But make sure you move accordingly, whoever in this and around, like, hey, it's time to bust moves. I peeped this situation going off. Everybody doing this and that, but it's about to go down. It's like he taught me that, how to really read the room and pay attention to my surroundings.
Yeah, so when y'all were on tour, that was like the Geto Boys farewell tour?
Okay, nuh-uh. When we was on the road when I was 17, that was literally like the Geto Boys Office Space tour. Because I think they had certain sync licensing when it came to old Geto Boy songs, and they had that song called Still in the Office Space movie. Then they smashed on the computers and everything. That became a whole big thing in the cinema world, and it made the Geto Boys even a bigger audience. That's why it's such a big Geto Boys fan base, because they hit to the movie lane. Once you tap into the movie lane, your audience is endless, because movies never go away, especially great ones. So it's like the Office Space tour, they literally named the tour the Office Space tour because it was that big of a thing with that movie and that scene smashed on the computers. And they all like worked on computers and stuff like that. Like on Office Space, how the TV show is. Yeah, it was basically like, basically almost based off, that was based, you know what I'm saying, to make that TV show what it is. Right. But it's like, it wasn't as like satire-y like as that, but it was still a cool show, because you know, it's back in the day. Right. So, but basically like in the scenes they had when they was like over their job and over everything, they would smash on the computers with bats in the middle of a field, and still was playing in the background, like Geto Boy songs, so it was like a real hardcore moment. These little geek-looking dudes smashing on computers. Right. Mike Judge, the one who created that, by the way, he's a big fan of the Geto Boys.
Salute to Mike Judge.
Hey, real tone, it's some real money in the room.